Now, supporters of a big Australia, the so-called growth lobby of retailers, property developers, banks, etc., all the people Michael talked about, will tell us that we just need to build more infrastructure. Like, you can just go, and this massive amount of infrastructure will suddenly magically appear.
Over the Glen, we are going to have 20 stories, 14 stories, 12 stories, and next door 15 stories. Over 800 apartments are getting built literally across the road on O'Sullivan Road, and they are advertising at Sky Gardens that this is in the Glen Waverley Secondary School zone. So we have a real issue there, and there's a pressure on that school, which has got 2,000 students, and there doesn't appear to be any organisation of how we're going to accommodate the kids that come from the eastern side of Springvale Road that live in houses.
I just want to give a bit of a local perspective. You know, I walk through the streets of Bayside, my community, and I just see continuing destruction, and it's gone on from my time when I first got into council. Unfortunately, you know, graceful homes and gardens just being trashed to be replaced by townhouses, units, ugly blocks of concrete built boundary to boundary with little or no concern for neighbourhood character or for the environment. And, you know, I've got lots of friends who are concerned about the same thing. They tell me the same thing's happening in their suburbs, you know, right through from here out to Burwood and out even to friends out in Warrandyte, you know, which used to be the country. They're the same thing, destruction of neighbourhood charm. We're losing our heritage in these suburbs. We're losing our suburban character, the gardens, the trees, and there's also important biodiversity that they support.
Now, this is an incredibly difficult proposition for a place like Sydney and Melbourne, and it's pretty obvious why. Both cities are already built out. We have very little available land. And what this means is that if you want to build a new road, a new subway, or even new schools, but in the case of new roads and new subways, you'll have to either bulldoze some of the most expensive homes in the world, or of course you'll have to tunnel under them, which becomes incredibly expensive. We've got water problems across Australia's major cities. If we want to increase the water supply, you're going to have to resort to expensive technological solutions like water desalination. In every case, it means that the cost to the existing resident will increase because the average cost of new infrastructure is a lot more than the pre-existing infrastructure. The costs rise. And also, the end result will be that we won't get the infrastructure. It just won't be built. Exactly what's happened over the past 15 years. They say the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. But hey, we just need to build more. We'll have to build 5 times more infrastructure in the next 50 years than we built in the previous 50 years. It's obviously an impossible task, and it doesn't pass the laugh test.